It came off the other side of the wheels because it's a package from China with infinite power. Yeah. Sometimes we find these weird products that I just need to check out, where it's like something that is put in a painting. This time I'm going to be taking a closer look. You can actually put in your, let's say, collection as decoration. I found this quite intriguing, so I just needed to check it out for you. So they call this Game on Whiskey. I want to really recommend putting some liquor in this because I personally don't really like to drink alcohol myself. But we're going to be putting in something of a sweet drink because you can actually put all kinds of stuff in this. However, the design is kind of cool. So first of all, when it comes to the base, it's like a wood with these round styrofoam thing for some grip. We're going to be needing to do a little bit of assembly. So the overall quality, it's mwah. So the piece of wood they're using, it's kind of nice, but you can see like they didn't perfectly put the foam in. You know, the eye of detail, you know, we're going to be looking up close. You can see some space between it. Maybe I'm a little bit too nitpicky about it, but again, I just wanted to mention it. So do have like these very cheap black screws, but let's see if the assembly goes like it should supposed to be. So in this layer we're going to be finding, actually layer 2, some other cool stuff. In layer 2 we're finding the middle piece over here, or at least that holds the bigger glass. So this is also made out of wood. I must say that this looks kind of nice. So let's see how the assembly is going to be. So moving on to the two glasses. I'm guessing they are like whiskey glasses. Yeah, if you're going to be looking at them, they're in my opinion not really special. Both of them are coming here in one piece because everything has been shipped out. I must say that when it comes to, let's say, everything, it's kind of looking cool, but let's be very careful with this piece over here. Ooh, ooh. So this next part, very fragile, so I'm going to be very careful with this. Let's remove the final layer over here, and in here we're finding, yep, we're going to be finding the main event over there, and this is the massive piece of glass that we're going to be putting for display. It's actually like a massive PlayStation 5 controller, to give you an idea how big this thing is. So we're going to be putting a drink in it and just close it up, but let's put it over aside and let's see what is in here. So this is actually the top part for closing up. So one of the things I did notice, and they're using this piece of, let's say, plastic for actually closing it up. I'm guessing I need to put it in there, but ooh, it's really tight. So yeah, it will fit in, but if you're going to be looking at it how it's going to be fitting, maybe if they're using it a couple of times it's going to be easy, but at this point I'm not a big fan of it. And in here, that is something of a mystery to me. Where the heck is this for? I have no freaking idea. They're giving you this massive piece of almost cardboard, giving you an overview of like what you can actually do, but also how to clean and care for it. Because daily cleaning, they're talking about it over here. So yeah, we're going to be, you know, going to be messing with the other stuff like wine and alcohol. You're going to be very careful and just actually precautions, everything. So you need to just read it through, and we're going to be filling up, cleaning it up, and let's see if we can do something. But first, assemble time. We're going to be needing a screwdriver, so let's see what's going on with that. We'll do a couple of them. I think this is going to be the right one over there. What I mentioned before, these screws are looking really basic and cheap, just black, very long screws. Let's put my screwdriver in. They fit perfectly. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing. I think I need to put them over there in the middle. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is going to be putting the screws in. What is kind of nice that the way how they drill the bigger hole, so it's going to be fitting in perfectly. But let's see what's going on. Let's see if we can actually put this thing together. Let's get this thing up a couple of turns. Okay, let's get myself the second screw here to fit perfectly, or not. So let's give this thing another attempt. Oh, this is going to be, let's give this thing a very careful twist. There we go. Okay, they fit in perfectly, like easy to do. And then we're going to be putting this there and done. But let's see what's going on with how much it aligned. I do find this idea that is a little bit crooked when it comes to, let's say, the alignment. If you're going to be looking in here at the side, and of course we can also like switch it around. So let's say put it over there, but it doesn't really matter when it comes to the way how this is assembled now. So yeah, this is like one of those things I'm thinking. Wah, wah, wah. And the idea is actually to put this thing over here. Oof, man, oh man. And think about it, if this thing is filled up with liquid. But let's put this thing further together. So let's clean it up. But I can tell you, getting this freaking thing out is absolutely an annoying thing. So let's fill it up with some hot water and let's see what's going on. That's the first thing we're going to be doing, of course. And that's also the idea that the manual says, like you need to clean it up first. That's what we're going to be doing. That's enough. So let's put this thing in here. Ooh, that always goes better when it's going to be a little bit wet. Let's shake it. Shake it, baby. Yeah, red alert. Oh, that's way better. Okay, so it's cleaned up. Let's fill it up with some clean water. Ooh, still hot. And there we go. So for putting some drink in, let's fill it up with clean ice cold water. And next up we're going to be using something else. Next up we're going to be having some sweetener, because I love to have sweet drinks, but not too much, because it's getting fluffy if you're going to be doing that too much. The same with alcohol. Right, so let's fill it up with it. There we go. We're not going to be filling at 100% because I just wanted to, like, say, shake it a little bit. And the idea is just to have a little bit of a color inside of this. You can also check if this is going to be closed up, because I did notice that it's going to be slightly different when you're going to be filling this thing up. It's very easy to remove. And there we go. And that's the general idea. So let's fill it up a little bit more. Man, this thing is getting really heavy now. And there we go. Hoppa. So we're back in the studio, and this thing weighs quite a lot. So you need to be very careful with it. But I must say that the overall, let's say, design is quite well. You can see even if you're going to be misaligning it, it's still be on this positioning. So it's quite stable when it comes to that. But in this case, if you're going to be filling it up with this piece of, let's say, glass, I am going to be very careful with this, because man, it's really thin. I would rather use a plastic one to make it a little bit more safe, of course, because you can buy those for not a lot of money. So you can put these things in the freezer, and I'm guessing this is more like keeping your drink cold when it comes to that. The idea itself, it's kind of cool, and that's actually why I actually wanted to have it. However, if you're going to be looking at it, this is something, a functional situation. I think it's more like fun for displaying. Yeah, you can put some drink in it, but I'm not going to be using it for that. I think it's just fun to actually put on my desk and just, yeah, you know, just to put it there and for showcase. But of course, let's pour in a couple of drinks. So the idea is to actually like pull the plug out over here. Oh, there we go. Do I need to do it like that? Yep. Alright, and let's put the freaking thing back in. And that's actually it. It's kind of funny. It's kind of cool. That's one thing for sure. For the video, we're going to be putting it back in. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, this is not going to be great. Oh, it's going to be a lot of filthy and cleaning up. But that's what I mean. Yeah. So where this thing is a little bit misaligned, I must say that when you're going to be looking at how it is displayed, I think it's kind of cool. It works quite well. And again, when I mentioned before, I'm not going to be using this. And it's the idea to just pull it out, fit it in, and just fill it up. Because that is going to be a very dangerous situation, because it doesn't like being clicked on something. It's just loose in there. So overall, like, I think the idea, it's kind of cool they create something like this. The overall quality, it's okay. Yeah, you're ever going to be nitpicking about some stuff. But yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Thank you all for watching, and it will be great to see you in the next video.